Okay, so there's something I want to talk to you guys about. This is interesting. We've talked a little bit about sort of aftermarket, PS5 cases and covers and replacing your wings with different wings. Are they called wings, plates, whatever you want to call them? The things on the side.
The plates, the fins.
The
wings,
the haunches,
flappers,
whatever it's called. There's a company called DevynPC that is making what's called box plates for the PlayStation 5. And their slogan is Boxify your PlayStation 5. And I kind of like how it looks. And I'm really curious what we make of this. We started to talk about this before we recorded. And Jada, you were like, no way, no, thank you.
I am looking at this right now. And these look like the worst plates I could ever put on my PS5.
What?
It looks so nondescript, boring. Like I found this at the back of a Goodwill from like 1980 kind of casing for a box.
Okay.
I don't know what this does, but I'm going to plug it in and figure it out.
I think this is
so weird.
No, this makes me nostalgic for when video game consoles had a sort of boring but sort of distinct look. And I feel like this time around, Switch not included because it's doing its own thing, and same with Switch 2, it's just doing the same thing again. The PS5 is I think one of the least good looking, one of the worst looking consoles.
I'm not going to say I don't love the look of my PS5 standard, but I like it more than
the Series X is just a boring box. So I like this.
Slow down. No, so for people listening at home, I want to describe this. Basically it is, it's two plates that make a large rectangular cover for your PS5, and they've got a requisite amount of vents and stuff on them, but ultimately when you put it on there, it sort of looks like a cross between a launch model PS4 and an Xbox One X, I want to say. Does that sound about right?
Series S a little bit? Yeah.
I mean, so S.
Yeah.
You can get white and gray covers, but they're only for the top part. And so it looks, I don't know. I don't like how it looks so much there, because if it's just the white top part, it just looks kind of lopsided, because the middle part is still black. It's still the inside of your PS5 in there, but
that's a baffling decision. I like the black design is my favorite here, but the gray is pretty cool too. But I don't like having one being white and one being gray. That's a little frustrating. But I like this design.
It looks like a shoebox that somebody tried to turn into a PS2.
It's
what it looks like.
Okay, first of all,
you're not selling me on it. That sounds kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, shoeboxes are cool. But do you like the base PS5 design or whatever it is that now with the PS5
I
Pro?
think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's grown on me over the last 5 years now. It has grown on me. It is not my favorite PlayStation design of all time by any means. But I would not replace it with this. No. No.
So mine has like black plates on it, and it's just sideways in my entertainment center. So frankly, I don't think about it too much, but I've seen people who have the white one vertical next to their TV. And it's just like, I think like they literally said, like, we want to make this like a conversation piece where people come into your house and they go, what's that ugly thing that I have to look at?
I have mine set vertically just like that next to my TV. Remarkably, nobody has mentioned it when they've come in. They just Then again, most people I know that are coming over, they just know what a PS5 is. So it's not your friends. I'm not having a bunch of random gatherings of people who don't.
So these things are they're supposedly shipping in April. They're $85, which I feel like that's
more expensive than the PlayStation plates themselves, because I believe those are $60. I believe.
Yeah, but they had to engineer it to not look stupid, so that probably cost a lot of money to do that. I don't love how the PS5 looks, especially if you look at it sort of in the lineup of all the previous iterations. It really just, they kind of had a nice consistent thing going, and then they just went completely wackadoo. And
okay, you know who these plates are for? These are plates for the guy who just bought a PS5 but doesn't want their girlfriend to know that they play video games. That is what this is, because it does not look like a video game console once these plates.
Do you know what this thing is for? I'll tell you who this is for. This is for people who work at IKEA and they want to have a fake video game console in one of those, fake living rooms, and they want to play when their boss isn't around. But if it looks like a real PS5, people would be onto them because that
Jada,
sticks right out.
Are you saying this is like those like fake rocks that people put outside of their houses to put keys in, or like a fake can of soup?
Yes,
like,
exactly. This is being used as a masquerading tool. They want to mask it. They want to hide it. They don't want you don't want people to know. You like if you hanging out with your if we're back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and you're a jock guy and you're like, I don't want people to know I play video games. That's not cool.
Well, the 70s and 80s was the last time you had rectangular boxes under your TV that weren't consoles. Like what I guess
exactly.
Like a Blu-ray player is like the size of a high school yearbook now. They're these super slim things. You even have those, and everything else is like a Roku Fire Stick or whatever, or like an Apple TV is a little teeny tiny box. Like everything's pretty little. Game consoles are really kind of the only big boxy thing you have under there. I don't know. I would have loved if the PS5 was just a little bit more of a box. But again, that I feel like even that design is kind of in line with Sony's entire, like, we have a crazy idea for something and everyone else will do it our way too. And that is making something that has no flat surfaces on it except for like one particular angle. And if you want to have it at that angle, you have to pay extra for a thing you clip on there. Like it's got a kickstand. It doesn't need a kickstand. It's something that's flat on the bottom.
What this also wouldn't look good in? This wouldn't look good in Astrobot. Like if this was your final, like the system that you're rebuilding in the middle of Astrobot, this wouldn't be cool to rebuild. This would not look cool.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. That's fair. I agree. I agree there. But I also it would be really weird if you bought that game and they're just building a system that's not official. They're just building this like bootleg thing, and you're like, these robots are really stupid. Like, have they never seen a PS5?
What'd be funny is an Astrobot sequel where they just have to destroy an Xbox, and they're going in and just like wrecking it, they're creeping in there, putting sand in the vents. And
okay, I will say that like this design, while like not my favorite thing in the world, it makes me nostalgic for when video game consoles at least had a sort of distinct look to them. The PS5, yes, definitely has a distinct look, not in a good way. And the Series X is just a boring box. Like it was also kind of like a bummer. Like I understand like the Switch 2 needs to be the Switch 2 because it's trying to capitalize off the same massive success of the first one, right? And it's if fix all the things that were broken last time around and streamline it, make it a little bit better. I expect the same thing from like the Steam Deck 2 or whatever. But yeah, I miss like what the PS4 looked like, what the Nintendo Wii looked like, what like the original Xbox looks like. Like I think that we've over course corrected in such a direction of like I don't want people to know that I have a video game system in my house. And then the PS5 was just like, oh, everyone's going to know. And they just went with this like not great design. And so, yeah, I would love to see consoles look like this again, or at least have this option. So I'm glad this product exists.
I don't hate this all gray one that we have on screen right now. Or black. I don't hate it as much as like the one with the white half thing. It does give kind of vibes of a PS2. Yeah, get that off the screen. I hate that. That is ugly as hell. I don't hate this link as much. It does give kind of vibes of old school PS2, like fat, chunky PS2. So I can see why some people would be into it and enjoy that. I don't like it more than I like my current PS5 model. So I wouldn't spend upward close to $100 for these things with tax.
I think I like it. I like it better than like the D brand face plates, which are just it just sort of takes off the wingtips and then curves them a little bit, which are fine.
Adds
but
a little fan.
Yeah,
this thing looks like you try to print a black and white photo of a Ninja Turtle on a printer and the printer broke and it stretched out the picture. It just looks like a flat, sad Ninja Turtle in black and white.
Well, it does have, what's that? I forget the name of it. There's this phenomenon where you see faces in things that aren't people.
I have that.
And this has, it has these like two eyes and then it's like this mouth just kind of like
really long. Okay, I see the Ninja Turtle now that Max is referencing.
This sad Ninja Turtle looks like it can hear you, Jada. It's disappointed that you're disappointed.
Look at that. Yeah, now you can really see it. Okay, so what I think they should do is make these in green, and then you could get like a colored band to go in the middle for, if you wanted Raphael or if you wanted Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, even Venus. You could do any color you want right in there. And then you could have your own sad Ninja Turtle PS5.
Pareidolia.
You know what else they could do is anything else they could do. Not that. They could do other stuff as well. It's just a thought, throwing it out there.
You know what? They should make plates for my Series X that make it look like a PS5.
They should make plates for my dinner because I'm hungry.
Yeah, that's called what we have, or we're talking about, is Pareidolia.
Pareidolia, yeah.
Yeah.
And they appear in a whole bunch of video games or video game systems and controllers and stuff like that. Like, honestly, if you're listening or watching at home, like, go look at your video games, your video game consoles and your controllers, and see if you can see faces in them. And if you can, it means you're dying.
Faces of death.
That was your wake up call if you're listening to the episode and you fell asleep during this segment.
I got a stupid question. What shape video game console would you want that we've not gotten ever?
They don't Give me the Gamosphere from South Park. Give me the Gamosphere.
I was about to say, we don't get a lot of like orbs and spheres. Wasn't the Ouya was a little cube, right? That little piece of crap.
I believe so, yes.
That little turd. I think, yeah, was that a cube? I like a good cube. It's kind of weird we don't get more. Like the GameCube was not a cube.
It was.
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't. It was a box.
A cube.
Yeah, GameCube was a cube. Yeah, it was a cube with a handle. It was like a lunchbox.
Was it a cube? No, it's not a cube.
It was a cube. It was cube shaped.
Was it a cube? Is what else is
a 3-dimensional square? And that's what it was.
Cube flavored. I'm looking this up. I don't think a GameCube was a cube.
It was a cube, Max. I know I gave you one and a stack of games, and then I said, actually, I want that back. And
yeah, you did. That is not a cube.
That is a cube.
The GameCube is a cube. What the hell are you talking about?
That is a cube.
That's a cube. It says cube on it multiple times.
Yeah.
That's a cube, dude. I don't know if you're okay, but that's literally what a
GameCube is not actually a perfect cube, although its name suggests it should be. The console is shaped more like a rectangular prism, meaning its dimensions are not equal on all sides, making it not a true cube.
I think your brain is a rectangular prison, and I think that whatever's trapped in there has died.
I mean, if it's not technically, I mean, we're not calling it like a perfect cube. Like, yeah. It doesn't.
But it's way more cube than it is rectangular prism.
Yeah.
What is that?
The only thing that makes it not a perfect dimensions basically is the handle. Like, because the other sides, they look.
No,
like at a glance.
That's not at a glance. If you got that, was there like a modem or something? There was a thing you could put on the bottom that would make it a cube, I think. But it's like it's a box.
The Game Boy Advance player.
Was that it?
To the bottom.
Yeah, maybe that made it a cube.
Why would you put a modem underneath your Game Boy?
I don't know. Some of those things had modems.
So
anyway,
some of those things had modems.
The Ouya was this weird half.
The Ouya had a modem. So you got all the games on it.
The Ouya, that's...
What are you talking... Like, some of those things had...
Oh my god. I forgot the buttons were Ouya. Oh my god.
Oh god, that was so... Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So for those of you who don't remember or forget things that are worth forgetting, the Ouya was a kickstarted open source Android based gaming console designed for I guess indie games or what have you, and it did not.
It gave us like one good. There was like one good game that came from this, right? That I don't remember the name of.
I think there was one. It was like originally like locked to it, and then I think it got ported, right?
Yeah,
I think it was Ouya. Was it Towerfall?
I think it was Towerfall, yeah.
Towerfall was an Ouya exclusive, and then they brought it to other things, and people actually played it.
Mm-hmm.
Your stupid modem thing just made me cry laughing on this show.
Okay, what console do you think needs a modem?
What console do I think needs a modem?
Can you get like a USB-C 56K modem? Is that a thing you can get? I want to try that.
What?
Let's ask Seth. That feels like a very Seth Macy kind of question.
Yeah, Seth Macy would know. He's in like a local radio.
Ham radio. Yeah, he has ham radio.
Yeah, he got his ham radio license. He 3D printed like a
nunchucks,
like a phone holder for his flight simulator setup, so that he could have like fake radar or something, or text while he's flying. I don't know. And then he did 3D print nunchucks too, which was impressive.
I think he's doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu now. He has like a legendary midlife crisis, like next level.
Seth Macy is he bought Jinkos.
I wouldn't even say crisis.
Shirt.
He's just like I think he's just winning at the midlife. Like I wouldn't say crisis.
Yeah,
I think he's just winning at midlife.
He made me a mixtape Last time I saw him, he showed up and he was like, "Hey, I brought you a present," and it was like, "Cool." And it was a mixtape, and it said "School Sucks" with an X, Volume 1, and it had like a bad drawing of Spawn in it, and one of those like Stussy S's. And I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." And he's like, "Do you have anything to listen to it on?" And I was like, "Not on me." And he's like, "I brought you a Walkman too," and he gave me a Walkman. It was super nice of him. The time before that, he gave me a copy of the Necronomicon. He's a funny man. I love that dude. That's great.
Dude.
He gave me a pack of unopened Yo MTV Raps cards last time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Seth is great. He's good. He's always got treasures with him. It's a good time. Anyway,
what is that? Is that the modem?
Our producer Tayo has just pulled up proof of the modem that goes underneath the GameCube.
I'm sorry, were we debating whether there was a modem for the GameCube or not?
Brian made fun of me earlier.
There definitely was, yeah.
Okay, but
Podcast Beyond, the #1 PlayStation show that doesn't know if a GameCube had a modem.
Okay, you didn't know that this was a cube, and you assumed the modem made the GameCube into a cube.
I knew it wasn't a cube. I know for sure the GameCube is not a cube.
It goes into a part that's already there. Hands-on GameCube broadband. When was this? 2002? Wow. Look at that.
Yeah,
by IGN
Online.
Staff. The whole staff wrote this article.
This was like the one game I took my GameCube online with. It was a terrible experience, but
did it change the shape of your console to make it more like a cube, or did it just replace?
You literally just pulled off a panel and popped it into where the panel was.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, since there was some disinformation flying around earlier that the modem changed the shape into a cube.
The PS2 modem didn't change it into a cube, but it made it have a modem on the bottom or the side. It's true. Look it up. dial up to the internet, go online and go to webcrawler.com and search in modem PS2.
Amazing.
Anyway, I love talking about this stuff with you guys. This was fun.
Yeah, same.